Let's talk about perfectionism and that intense desire to control everything in your life. So if you're a perfectionist, you will probably recognize this desire to control and to be in control of everything that's happening with you, around you, for you, within your space, outside of your space, anything that can impact you, even a tiny little bit, you want to control. Obviously, everyone knows that you can't really control everything. You can control what's inside of you. You can control yourself. You can control aspects of your life, but you can't control other people and how they perceive you, how they judge you, whether they judge you or not. And the thing is that because you're trying to control everything, that's where your perfectionism gets agitated, and that's where you kind of try to be perfect to control other people's perception of you, or even people please, because if I people please, then they might like me better. And a lot of times people come to me and they say, you know what, I'm trying to impress that person and that person really don't care about me. Why am I trying to impress that person that much? So why is that? Why do you desire to control every aspect of your life so much? And it's not that just desire, it's like almost being really compelled and compulsive towards that control, right? So one of the reasons why could be because of your deep-rooted fear of failure. And that fear of failure might mean something to you. Maybe back in the past, in the childhood, someone was really mean to you if you failed. Maybe a teacher at school, maybe your parents, maybe if you were not perfect, you were punished. And this is how you've learned that you must be perfect, you must not fail, and you must please others and impress others so that you don't get punished. So as a second layer for that need to control, there is this belief that if you can manage every aspect of your life, then you can prevent mistakes and failures. And then you try to control even better. And this is like in a circle. So there's this feeling of like being afraid of punishment, perhaps, or whatever's happened in your childhood or in the past. Then there's this belief, if I manage everything, I'll prevent the failure and then I'll avoid the punishment. And also this need for control acts as a coping mechanism, providing full sense of security and reducing the perceived risk of failure and disappointment. However, this excessive need to control also overwhelms you because you're trying to control so many things at once. This also creates a lot of pressure and a lot of sense of responsibility for the things that are outside of your reach. And that then becomes stressful, you become anxious, you become overwhelmed, and all of these lovely, not so lovely feelings. So right, I think you know where I'm going with this. So inability to control everything that you want to control then leads to failure. And this is to start with what you're trying to avoid. So because you're trying to control all the things that are outside of your reach, you won't be able to do that. So you're setting yourself up for failure already. And then everything in the end, with all of the stress, heightened anxiety and overwhelm, leads to failure anyways, because no one can control everything. And guess what? All of these emotions, all of this stress, all of these feelings of disappointment and of failure, all of them will lead to more self-doubt, less confidence that will impact your work, impact your performance in a negative way. And, you're going to be in the place opposite to where you wanted to be. If you wanted to be successful in your career, that's going to hinder you. That lack of self-belief, lack of confidence, and that self-doubt is going to hinder you to go for that promotion, is going to hinder you to look for that better opportunity, and is going to hinder you to perform really, really well in your job. So how can you help yourself? So you need to start releasing that control. And to start with, you need to realize that not everything is within your control. So, you can even draw these circles for yourself, like things inside of my control, things outside of my control, but I can still influence them, and things outside of that as well. So that should help you with realization. And another one that I'm absolute advocate for, you need to start working on a healthier mindset, on self-worth, on self-love, and on developing that self-acceptance, because everything's coming from inside. And all of these triggers, all of that, these need to be healed. And this is what I work on with my clients. They come to me completely confused and self-doubting, and then they come out believing in themselves and making these next steps in their journey.